Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. This is a great podcast. I know I shouldn't say it. What, should you say that about your own podcast? I don't know. I love this podcast. I have an amazing time doing it. Every week, I have a different guest. It's imaginary MTV Cribs. They walk us through their cartoony, trippy, surreal fantasy house, and we just imagine it. I close my eyes. I recommend you guys do too if you're not operating heavy machinery. This week, my guest, I recorded this episode with my buddy. Let me just tell you, this is my buddy, Jon Durnell. He's a hilarious stand-up comedian. Great dude. He's got a wicked sense of humor. He's just a hilarious, goofy dude. I don't know. I love riffing with this dude. And you could tell we had a great time on this episode. Side note, I recorded this, I think we recorded 2 months ago. And if you're a regular listener, you know that I've made some changes and been refining. And I did a little survey and I asked some listeners, I said, hey, what should I change? What do you not like? And a common thing I got was people saying, hey, I want to know more about the guest before you start getting into the fantasy house. So I've been doing these interviews and kind of just talking to them and having a little conversation and making that part of the fantasy house podcast. And then this episode, you might be like, what the hell's going on? It's like Jon's devolving. Well, that's because we didn't have that process yet when Durnell and I recorded this. Anyways, I just found the recording and just put it all together. And so I'm releasing it, even though it doesn't have that long intro interview that I've been doing lately. But you know what? I think you're going to have a great time. I had such a blast. You're going to hear it because Durnell and I just laugh nonstop. It's a riff festival. This podcast is brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky. I am the only Southern California real estate agent. That's it. I am the only one. I told them all, I said, kick dirt, go to Utah. And they all left. So in Utah, there's a ton of agents now. But SoCal, it's just me, baby. So if you need to sell your house, you gotta call Shefsky. All right, guys, let's get this episode started. In the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this.
Won't you take it all around all the food of your fantasy house? You're the host with the most experience guest in your fantasy house.
Korean barbecue is freaking awesome.
It really is amazing. I can't imagine a world without it now. If I might have to change some of the house now.
Yeah, put that in there, please.
There'll be a whole level just dedicated to it. Just to Korean barbecue.
Could you squeeze that in there?
Yeah, it's going in.
Okay,
it's going to be.
That's just so much fun,
right? Yeah,
you can just.
I'm going to start off in Oregon. That's where it needs to be because I like a lot of things that Oregon brings to me.
Get this list going. BuzzFeed's top 5 Oregon things by Jon Durnell.
Number 1, good food is in the state of Oregon, mainly in Portland, but there's good food.
Are they pushing the limits?
I wouldn't say they're pushing the limits, but they're definitely hitting all the hot spots. They're hitting everything I need as far as, food from all over the world, and that's something I need.
Yeah.
Because I'm spoiled from Los Angeles.
Me too.
So if I'm going anywhere, there needs to still be all the food that I need to have.
You little brat.
I am a brat now.
Yeah, same here. These are just regular tacos?
You're telling me I can't just get jerk chicken whenever I want? Yeah. God, heathens.
Regular poutine or Indian food? Is there not one restaurant that has a combination?
Why did you look at me funny when I said quinoa? Why did you look at me funny?
Well, that'll happen if you go just 25 miles out of LA.
That's right.
You guys got any kombucha? The guys at the grocery store kombucha? Is that even legal? It's just yeah. You become spoiled living in a metropolitan area. You're I'll take the traffic, the bad air quality, and everyone being pretentious. I'll take it for the restaurant choices.
Exactly. It's perfect. No, I got
a parking ticket just to eat here, and it's worth it.
It's worth every penny. Every penny. I'm not going to pay the parking ticket. You're going to have to boot my ass. That's how it works in L.A.
Can I pay it with foie gras in this doggy bag? Then you're not getting your money.
Oh, yes. But yes, Oregon, food. Yeah. B, there's a strip club on every corner. And
strip club or just
no. Butt clapping clubs.
Oh yeah. There better be one called Fantasy House.
They're probably.
I have sister businesses. You know that, right?
we go up there. There is one called Fantasy House. I'll be like, John, I had no idea you own this one, man. I would have come more often.
Well, I don't own it, but I just anyone with that name involved in their business, I consider like a sister. You know, they have
You're a
like
silent partner.
your sister cities or whatever. Like I have like other businesses like Fantasy House. I'm sure there's a strip club called Fantasy House.
Oh, there definitely is, and it's probably right outside of Portland, Oregon.
What if you go there and you're getting a lap dance and every girl there is like, you ever wanted to have a house with a shark tank in it? You're like, whoa, this lap dance is cool and really broadening my ideas. What I should have inside my imaginary
It's true, and
house.
it's as if they looked at my notes already. Did you look?
Don't tell me you have.
Don't
that.
look at the. Don't look at my notes.
I have X-ray vision. It's my fantasy podcast.
Okay, I got you. You could just like look at me and you're like, this asshole wants a Shark Tank.
Do you really have a Shark Tank in there?
We'll get to that part later. First, we're in Oregon where there's strippers, there's food, there's also marijuana, and that's a key for wherever I'm going to be living. There's
Strippers, food, marijuana.
Yes, and also legalized gambling. I have a lot of vices.
You have a real Hunter Thompson fantasy neighborhood, huh? There's also mescaline everywhere. Oh, a lot of drugs.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah.
There's the harder stuff there, which is what I enjoy because not that I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah.
I just like to know it's there so that they'll still let me have my weed. Because I'll be like, well, look, I mean, that dude's on smack right there. Like, let me smoke my weed.
You need that to be like, it could be worse, officer.
I'm a large black man, yes. I do have to use that card sometimes. Like, it could be worse, man. Let me just smoke this blunt on my front porch, please.
You had a little card, like a business card that went in your wallet that says that too. Like, officer, please read this before you do anything further. And it says like, listen, I'm a black dude, and it could be worse. It's just weed.
It's just weed. It could be so much worse. Just think about it. And he's like, well, all right, he is right. It could be worse. It could. All right, just move it along.
He fist bumps you?
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Move it along.
Give me dap. Give it to me. Give me that dap.
Oh, dude.
So that's where we're going. So we're going deep into the Oregon. Like, we're going outskirts of Portland.
Yeah.
Like not so far away that they've never seen a black person.
Okay.
But
is that what Oregon's like? You're in the hip zone, and then all of a sudden you're just like, you guys haven't seen a black person, have you?
Pretty much. That's kind of how Oregon works. Like, when you go east, it gets real like banjo-y, and I don't know if they even play banjos there, but it has that vibe.
You just hear a banjo,
right? Is
it bad that like one of my favorite music is the banjo?
I'm not saying it's bad, but Deliverance ruined it.
I've never seen Deliverance. I just know I know the jokes.
Yeah.
I just remember there being a weird sex joke in there,
yeah.
And I was a kid being like, "What do they mean by that?" But it was just vague enough to be like, "That sounds pretty trippy."
Right? Yeah. Nothing good can come from squeal like a pig. Like nothing good.
Was it Kids in the Hall that they used to have that squeal like a pig?
Yeah.
And like I just didn't get it, but I was like, "That's from that movie Deliverance," and I still see the movie poster, and I'm like, "I'll watch you one day," but I'm terrified about what I will learn when I do.
You're gonna be like on your deathbed, be like, "I told myself I'm gonna watch this."
Oh my god, that's how I go out. That's your last words. Squeal. You like your kid. You pull him closer to your kid's gonna think she's gonna get some wisdom from you, or the last words. Yeah, squeal like a
You're like, what was that? Oh, he's gone. I think he said squeal like a pig.
And then I have an envelope that says upon my death, open it, and then it says inside like, in case I reference something that you don't understand, please call, and it has your number. It says call Jon Durnell. And you're like, oh, did it sound like squeal like a pig? And the kids are like, it did.
Like, oh, he did it. He watched Deliverance.
It was a Deliverance quote.
Oh, and then I have a heart attack right on the phone.
This turned into the trippiest movie ever.
I just waited just for that moment. I'll be like, one day, John's grandkids are going to call me. They're going to wonder what's going on.
I feel like we just wrote multiple parts to our screenplay for Deliverance 2, which is just an abstract, weird comedy, trippy movie.
All right. I think we can sell that one.
It has nothing really to do with the original one. It's just,
I don't think anybody wants anything to do with the original one.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, come on. Of all the movies that have been remade, they don't even get close to Deliverance. Like, that's not even like brought up in conversation.
I have to see it. It's not a horror movie. It's like a thriller, like a weird thriller.
I mean, it's like a suspense, I would say it's probably what it'd be considered.
Okay.
But,
is it going to make me feel like that scene from Pulp Fiction when you're just like, what's going on in that basement?
and I think it's just like, it's like the whole film is that basement.
That scene. Yeah, okay.
It's a long basement scene. That's what you're going to be going through.
I think I'll stick with MacGruber for tonight's movie experience. Maybe a little Dumb and Dumber here.
But yeah, we got to get to this home. So, my fantasy house, you're going to walk up to a beautiful wooded area. You'll go a little further up, and there will be this a shanty, if you will.
Okay.
Because Redman had the best MTV cribs ever, and I have to pay homage to him. Now, he had I think a one-story shack that he had shoeboxes full of money in, and I want to have that kind of same essence, just a dirty-ass shack in the front. Yeah. Which is kind of the faux house. It's not the real home, but it's the house that I allow to get robbed. Is what I'm.
Is that why you have it? It's like you gotta have something for people to rob,
right? Exactly.
Got to keep everyone busy around here.
People, because I know there's going to be people again doing heroin and whatnot. This is middle of nowhere, Oregon, so I know there's going to be those people, and people.
You make me feel very naive. It's like I would never be hiking out in the middle of nowhere and be like, well, there's obviously I'm going to see some people doing a little heroin. I'm hiking and we're out in the middle of nowhere.
No, it makes perfect sense. Like
everyone's not just like meditating on a rock or going fishing.
No. This is not the '60s anymore.
Okay.
No one's doing that.
Maybe that's half my problem.
Yeah.
This isn't the '60s.
It's not the '60s. We've moved into nearly the 2020s.
That's pretty clear vision if you ask your eyes.
Yeah.
But time wise, is that a bad time?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
It's a very suspenseful episode. This episode's titled "We'll See."
We'll see.
Starring Jon Durnell.
You never know what's going on.
We'll see.
Except for you'll know what happens in Deliverance, but. So the house will be, pretty much just like your typical flop house with, a couch with some sort of Afghan covering it, a dirty table with ash and other things, accoutrements.
Yeah.
Probably a TV that is on top of another TV. You got to have that, you got to have that look. Keeping that old school.
It's got a nice practicalness to it,
Yeah, like very dirty stove. That has that been wiped down?
Is it actually dirty, or do you have like a special effects? Because you could have a team that actually set designs it to be this thing.
Well, I assume that I'm going to have friends that come over that I get upset with from time to time, and I'll probably just send them there. so they'll probably pseudo be.
What happened to Shefsky? Oh, he's in my timeout shanty.
That's right. He's got to learn his lesson. He does not eat the last pot cookie. All right, that just doesn't happen.
Here's even worse. I probably would just take a small bite and cut it out of it.
Right.
Someone didn't even eat the whole cookie. I can't handle that much of a pot cookie. I just had a little bite. But I cut it. It's not with my teeth.
That's even worse. It's like you finish the cookie. Yeah. That's why you're going to the shame shanty.
The shame shanty. Welcome to Shefsky's shame shanty.
Right. Yeah. So and then also there'll be a dirty toilet that you have to fill up a bucket in the tub and then pour it in the back of the toilet every time because
it's just
I'm not going to have proper working plumbing in there. Because again, it's the shame.
You don't want your robbers to go in there and then see everything works in here. You want you want it to be believable.
Exactly.
Okay.
They'll be like, oh god, maybe there's really nothing here. Maybe he is on hard times.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and then
they make fun of how broke you are. The robbers decide not to rob it.
Exactly. They find something and they're like, maybe he should just hold on to this. It's like a rookie baseball card of somebody from the 20s or something that they're not sure if it's actually worth money or not. They're like, I've never heard of this guy, but maybe he needs to keep
this. Just leave this. Put a note.
Yeah.
You sell this thing on Craigslist so you can fix your plumbing.
Yeah. I took a shit, man. I just wanted to leave it there.
Yeah, I left my ski mask. You'd sell that too if you need to feel bad.
I had to wipe with something. There's no toilet paper. It's just... yeah. So there'll be that. And then about, let's say, a half mile through some redwoods and, big giant pines and stuff of that nature will be the real home. Now you have, of course, a giant gate that will have my initials on it because I'm gaudy like that. So it'll be a JD. then of course it'll probably be in gold. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the middle of the forest. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
No one's going to see it except for a few heroin addicts.
No, exactly. That go too far in the woods after they went to the shame shanty. They're like, well, oh God, we got lost on our smack.
This is the smack that gives you hallucinations. This stuff is good.
Where are we? Oh God, we found heaven. Why is it called JD's? So the gates will, of course, lead you into the beautiful home, which will be more of like a old style, like I would say Louisiana plantation, where like, the big giant columns and stuff like.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to see a lot of that growing up as a child, and I was like, oh, well, we don't live in any of those, so I want to have one of my own. So I'm going to have my own plantation, basically, at least from the outside. The inside will be very personal plantation. I was thinking of a Depeche Mode song called Personal Plantation. Personal Plantation.
Personal.
So we'll have some rocking chairs, of course, out on the front patio on the porch, proper style.
For a guy that's scared of banjo songs, I feel like we need to hear a banjo.
Oh, there will be,
with the crickets going.
There will be no banjos allowed anywhere on the premises.
You point to a sign, it's just a banjo crossed out.
You play anything else on this property. You play a banjo, and then you're going to the shame shanty. You got to go walk a half mile in the woods with the heroin addicts and find the shanty.
But I still go back to the banjo all the time. Like, it's an MP3. It's just playing through my computer. Right. Either way, I get in trouble.
You still keep getting sent back to the shame shanty. Now, when you walk up and go through the front door, you get to the foyer.
Yeah.
Because, again, we're being very proper. Now, the ground is going to be solid glass with, yes, my aquarium underneath your feet.
Walking on that puppy.
You're walking on it. So the shark tank is under your feet. It's like this badass style. Like you feel like, you've walked into some sort of like Bond villain's home where it's just like if I hit a button, you could fall through and that's the end of you.
I'm on thin ice.
You're on thin ice like the second you come in the house.
So I'm actually grateful to be in the shanty where I'm just like, the good news is I could have been eaten by sharks, so this is kind of cool just being in here.
Now, what you don't know, there is no trap door that leads you in.
Yeah.
There. I just make you believe there's the possibility. Like I might even put like what looks like a square.
You go through the trouble to have like actual engraving on the glass.
Right,
and people are like, that's where it drops out.
Yeah, it's so just to scare people a little bit, but it won't do anything. It's just for show. I will only know. And I guess those who've listened to this podcast
they'll know.
Yeah.
So we'll all know. We're here for the creation of this thing, so we all know.
Okay, so well.
But anybody afterwards that hasn't listened to this episode, they won't know.
Yeah, and so they'll be the ones pissing themselves. So I
hope you got a solution for that in your fantasy. A lot of people pee themselves here.
We'll have a maid.
That's fucked up, John. I'm planning ahead to have somebody clean piss up.
Give me a robot maid. We'll have a robot maid.
Fair.
There we go.
I like it.
Okay.
That's very cool.
I mean,
That's the thing about robots. They don't care about cleaning up pee.
Well, they don't know what it is, really.
Right? Well, if you just listen, it's your fantasy house. You can select a robot that hasn't reached that level of intelligence.
They're just dumb to human waste.
That's right.
That's it. They're so far advanced, but they don't know what human waste is.
It's just a Roomba with, a smile. That's all.
Right,
so
there you go.
It doesn't know.
And a short skirt.
Okay. Oh, a sexy Roomba. Keep this man out of my fantasy house. Hey, someone pressure my Roomba into sex?
I mean, it's acting a little funny. It's just,
my Roomba's walking funny, John. What's going on?
I think it's pregnant.
That's the weirdest thing.
My Roomba can't be pregnant.
It's like a Jeopardy, $10,000 on things you'll rarely hear. Hey, you got my Roomba pregnant for $500. Or I don't even know if I did the game show right. I'm really bad at Jeopardy.
You might have done it wrong, but that's okay.
It's still fun. That's the worst Jeopardy analogy example I've ever heard in my life.
There'll be no Jeopardy allowed either in the house. No, I'll allow Jeopardy. I'll allow Alex's show in the house.
Thank you.
I'm glad you appreciate that.
I would have preferred to trade that for banjos, but...
No. Okay. Banjos still are outlawed. So in the foyer, the stairs will go in two different directions, much like,
a big southern house-like entrance? Or
of course, yeah. So a belle can come down the stairs, and grace us with her presence, whatever, how they spoke. So, and then there'll be also a big ass chandelier, crystals and stuff, very just over the top.
What's the color theme of the flooring? What kind of flooring is it?
The flooring again will all be the glass.
It's glass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
okay.
glass with the shark tank and the other fishes. Maybe some stingrays and stuff in there. Like a full beautiful ocean view underneath your feet. And then again leads the stairs in two different directions. The walls, I would probably just keep some sort of I would say underwater theme going there, but like tasteful, gaudy, maybe like a Little Mermaid, but too sexy.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that, Trident, with muscles rippling and,
Every sex will be, both sexes will be turned on walking up your stairs.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
The guy's looking at that stairs with the mermaid, the girl's looking at that one with the Trident dude.
Exactly, because the fear of maybe dying and then the sex on the wall, I'm trying to get people, revved up.
There's a lot of blood pressure pumping in your house, huh?
Exactly, yeah.
There's sharks under my feet.
Right.
And then on the walls, I'm like, well, I'm also aroused.
Exactly.
So I'm terrified and horny and...
That's how I want you to come in the house.
I was simply confused enough walking into a plantation in Oregon. Right. This is now you're just twisting my emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
They took my banjo away at the security desk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Again, if anybody in security allows a banjo to get on the premises, they will be fired immediately. First, I will make them watch Deliverance, but in the same style and A Clockwork Orange. The eyes are peeled open and they have to watch it.
It's called Clockwork Oranging somebody.
Oh, is that a term? You've been Clockwork Orange, son.
That's right.
Well, I will be doing that to the security guard that screws up and allows a banjo onto my premises. They will be Clockwork Oranged. So then that'll be again the foyer. But we got to go to the left.
Let's go to the left.
To the left where we have the full-on old school arcade. We're going to have pinball machines. We've got the Ninja Turtles machine, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. But the old stuff, man, the quality stuff that somebody has to come in and fix on a regular basis. So that's what I want. But it won't be free play. It will not. No, I'm charging everyone, including my children.
Why are you going to charge your kids? What are you teaching them lessons?
Yeah.
Nothing's free, including playing these games.
Nothing's free in life,
Including these games.
Including these games, And so, they got to work for it. And the better games will cost more money, obviously.
What are you doing for your kids to work for it to get the money? Do you provide them with some sort of ways to get that money?
See, I guess I'll probably have to, have them work as child stars. So that's just that's the thing they're gonna have to do because they're gonna have to bring in top bills. Because
this is fantasy tiger parenting all of a sudden.
Right.
What I'm gonna do is get my kids to be working their ass off and making some good money.
Right. No, again, somebody's gonna have to pay for this house. So, and it sure isn't me. It's going to be the kids.
But in your fantasy, no one would have to pay for it. But you're like, no, someone's got to pay for it. Nothing's free.
No, nothing's free. So my kids are working their asses off to pay for my fantasy house. But I'm sure they're doing good stuff like Gap commercials and stuff like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
They'll be Gap kids.
Gap kids. Mm-hmm. That's the first time I've ever heard someone be like, I'm going to have good kids. There'll be some Gap kids, and I won't have to worry about my Gap kids.
They'll move on to H&M and stuff like that.
Benetton.
Oh yeah.
My Benetton kids.
I just don't want a child to fall into Burlington Coat Factory. I'm just hoping they don't.
It's the funniest way to look at the level of the kids, where they sit in society. They're not going to you don't have Skechers outlet kids, do you?
No, that's the saddest. Those are some sad kids.
Those poor Skechers outlet kids.
No one even plays with them at recess. They're like, dude. Come on, man. Let's go hang out with the Banana Republic kids. They're so much cooler. Anyway, after my kids have been sent off to work to make money for the arcade, if you go to if you continue on past there, of course, that'll lead you directly to the massive kitchen. The kitchen will be set up now with a whole area dedicated to Korean barbecue.
Oh, yes.
So
I love Korean barbecue.
I do too. So there will be a specific grill area just for that.
Oh, my God.
where it's just bulgogi and spicy pork and prime rib, just on the constant, just.
Are those your favorites? Prime rib, spicy pork, and bulgogi?
I mean, that's just starting off on the list. I mean, that's a great start.
It's so good. Okay,
but there will be a whole area dedicated to that. It'll be pretty much the island that sits in the middle there. I'll probably go with like a more modern style setup. Imagine more of like the home from the Fresh Prince kind of setup there too, just without cameras and stuff like that. So it'll be a full 360. There won't be an audience watching from one side.
That would be
weird.
really awkward. My fantasy house, I'm always being watched. All right.
By strangers that I allow into my home.
I walk around in a trench coat with nothing underneath it in my fantasy house. Like, geez Louise, this episode got interesting. Most downloads of all of them.
Well, I started off with, nudity on the walls and near death. So,
you ended the episode with Pervy D being your new nickname.
That's right. That was already my nickname. Oh, dude. You got to wait till I get to the sex dungeon.
Dude,
consensual
let's
sex
go to the next room, dude. Yeah, take it. You have to say that nowadays. We can't assume in this culture. We can't assume.
We cannot.
You need to be explicit.
You gotta say consensual sex dungeon.
Everyone, you can stop freaking out now. It's a consensual sex dungeon. This is a good man we got here on the show.
Yes. I mean, we all have signed up for what we're about to do in this dungeon, but we haven't gotten there yet. I'm not.
And if we haven't, please raise our hands and walk out now and do the paperwork before we get started.
That's right. There's actually a form on the back too. People don't flip it over, but there's a little bit on the back. Don't forget that part too. Sign and initial. So there's again a huge refrigerator, a walk-in one too, because I got to have all the choice meats for the Korean barbecue.
Oh yeah,
and I probably need to stock up. Probably got to stock up on my beer as well, because there will be a couple of kegs and taps right there. There will always be a lawyer and probably always the chef for the Korean barbecue, because I might be drunk at 3 a.m. and it might not be safe for me to use this fire, but I need to have my bulgogi and my kimchi.
Oh yeah,
and it's just
I
got to have a chef that I wake up at 3 a.m. I'll pay them well, because they'll be harassed at any time of day. They'll have to work like a doctor, where it's just like, no, I'm drunk right now, and I don't care what time it is for you. I guess it's the same time for me, but
that's a very Einsteinian way of looking at it. I know time's relevant, but
that's how I will harass my workers. But either way, he'll be paid well for the shenanigans that I will put them through. But yeah, the kitchen, again, very nice setup and a nice layout. Again,
paint a picture for us, like big themes and.
Well, it's going to be a big marble, deep sink there. Probably have the old school hose that comes out, so you can spray the dishes or spray a wayward child.
When you're pissed off,
right?
Someone doesn't stop talking to you.
Yeah, just get them right there in the face. Also again, the walk-in fridge with all the beers and stuff and the meats and everything that I'll need. A lot of fruit as well will be there at the house, not in the freezer, but there'll be a lot of fruit.
Frozen fruit's great though.
I do like the frozen fruit.
Frozen cherries and frozen blueberries and frozen spinach is like, throw that in a blender.
Well,
have yourself a good old milkshake.
All right,
or smoothie.
I might have some smoothies too. At the house. Just occasionally, whenever I'm.
It's like I'm here while you're ordering your groceries, and you're like, yeah, we'll have what John wants a few things too, if you could throw that in there.
Yeah, you don't need anything? Cheetos?
I'm the rudest guest. I'm like, hey, do you want to get frozen blueberries, Durnell? Because that would be good.
Yeah, I guess blueberries. Sure. I guess we're making pie. I don't know.
Do it. John wants them. You have to order when your guest is there while you're ordering.
Right. Yeah, and we'll also have a hanging fan. Big fan though, in case we got to get the smoke out, be it from cooking or smoking. Because a lot of smoking happens around the cooking.
What are you smoking? Opium? Hashish?
Well, I wouldn't smoke opium around it, because you get very forgetful with that, and then you'll definitely forget the timer.
Yep.
and stuff of that nature. You might even forget what you were cooking and then just like go off and play video games.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, and your pizza's now burnt. You know? So, I mean, like you're having a good time, but now you come back to crappy pizza, and that's not what you were looking for.
No,
you know, like because now you're dissatisfied when you're looking for satisfaction.
Is this you? Like, do you go back to your chefs and tell them like, all right, now I'm going to get really, really inebriated right now.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys make sure this pizza turns out good because I can't keep up with this.
Again, that's why the chef will be paid well. Okay. You know, for like, I'll be like, look, dude, I'm sorry that it's 3 a.m. and someone from the hike hit me in the leg with some smack.
What do you mean they kicked you with their hiking boots that have hypodermic needles on them, and now you have heroin in you?
Right, yeah.
Do heroin people want to eat though? Are you ever like, I'm so heroined out, man. I'm so high on this heroin. I could really go for a BLT.
I guess when you come down, you know, you gotta fuel up or just get more heroin.
Fuel up sounds like you're marketing to heroin addicts. Coming down, fuel up with a new BLT from Durnell and his private chefs.
It's the best BLT you'll ever have. We'll use pork belly. And we'll put it on there. You see, woo!
Pork belly is my heroin.
There you go. See, I'm changing lives, man.
Sounds so good.
People are going to do heroin just to come over for my sandwich.
If this episode causes one person to do heroin, I am going to be so pissed off. I want to make people's lives better with this, John. And you got people addicted to heroin. They're like, they're listening and they're subconsciously like, I want to live in that fantasy house that Jon Durnell created.
No, please. All right, let's just
that heroin.
Like, no heroin, please. That is for the hikers.
The imaginary Oregon hikers.
They're the only ones allowed to do heroin, not you. Let the people who are hiking.
People are going to think that we're stoned out of our minds making this episode. Do you know that we're two sober dudes riffing about this shit? But it's the funniest. I haven't had this much fun in a while.
I haven't had this much fun like in probably years.
This is why we podcast. This is why we do it.
I was researching like old MTV cribs, and then also thinking about like what I needed to have in my home.
Yeah,
like you know, like I need to have like a bunch of like secret rooms.
Yeah.
Because we'll get into that.
Okay.
Because that was also like a fantasy of mine, which is like I can like run around the house and like scare people at parties.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, where the hell did you just come from?
That's the prankster in you.
I'll be like, from that painting, or did I? You know? Like,
dude, I can tell when I come to your home, I'm going to get fat from eating. Yeah. I'm going to get in trouble all the time from banjos and breaking in some of these rules.
Right.
And
you're going to get scared all the time.
I'm going to be scared out of my mind. My doctor's not going to let me hang out in your home very much. Your blood pressure's through the roof. What are you? You're acting like you're afraid of getting eaten by a shark all day. Like
yeah,
I am.
Yeah. Or you know, I could just be maybe watched for no reason. Like when I'm in you know, like because I'm going to definitely have like you know that faux painting that has like the eyes cut out.
Oh,
so that I could like peer
hilarious.
through.
Yes.
And like, you know, they'll be like, I think the painting's eyes are following me. And I'll be like, they are. And they'll be like, what the fuck?
But the Korean barbecue's so good that I'm like, I'm willing to risk all the horror that I'm going through because.
Well, I mean, yeah, again, my chef is going to be top notch.
Oh, so. Yeah. Okay. So where are we going next?
So where are we going next? Let's take a venture upstairs. We'll first start off where the magic happens in
That's very cribs of you to say.
Yeah,
yes.
The master bedroom. Yeah, so you got to do it crib style. And I wish like you could follow me like walking real fast like they did in cribs and stuff. So like I'm walking in and it's going to be huge with a beautiful like sun roof area. Like so like, you know, the sun and the moon can come through and everything. Like I know a lot of people want to put mirrors up there because they freak nasty. But like that's not what I'm going to do. Like I'm going to keep it real classy and I'm going to let the sunlight come in and like bathe me with the morning, you know. So I have that set up at the top. Then also it'll be very spacious with like a huge flat screen TV. It's probably like bigger than the wall kind of shit. It's like absurdly huge. Also, there will be a bunch of speakers set up throughout so that every morning, like, you know, I wake up to like, you know, whatever music I'm feeling for that week, you know, be it like, I don't know, maybe Tupac one day, maybe it's Miley Cyrus the next one. Like, you know, you never...
No judgment. Whatever you want, whatever feels right to
whatever,
do.
Yeah, whatever, you know, I feel like after my Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, I have that so set up throughout, so I have that blasting. The bed itself will be a king-size bed, but, like, much like Shaq made his, like, that big circle that's kind of weird. That's not for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going with that circle stuff. I want a big hexagon like that. I want it to be just like difficult to maneuver around the bed.
Interesting. A hexagonal bed.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So like, just stepping it up.
Yeah.
Doing it a little, doing it my way.
Yeah.
So, and like, it'll be great when people like, like think they're at the edge and they just fall off too early or whatever.
There's going to be a lot of evil laughs in your house. Like, I fell off the bed.
Yeah. And then it'll be also hard for me to find bedding, most likely for that too. So I might have to get that custom made.
But you can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fantasy. You can custom make any bedding you want.
Oh, exactly. It's going to be most likely faux chinchilla fur will be like the top. Because I mean, I gotta stay warm. It's Oregon,
yeah.
Man. Like I think faux chinchilla, that'll be perfect. Because I don't want the PETA people being up my butt, over like using chinchilla. You know? So I'll have to make sure it's all faux, and then like probably that jersey style. Sheeting, like for the beds, because that feels nice.
What's that jersey style?
I don't know. It's.
You mean like jersey mesh, like that jerseys are made out of?
It's kind of like that, but like it's like it's a little. It's like tauter and it's clings better. I don't know. It's.
I thought you meant jersey like New Jersey, and I was like, what's the jersey?
No,
say jersey style.
Yeah, Jersey.
We got it on our beds. That's where I lay my head down.
So it's all covered in cologne and semen.
Cologne and semen. and hair products.
And
carcinogenic hair products. What do you want from us?
Yeah, those are their sheets.
You mean jersey like the Lycra kind of material that jerseys are made out of,
right?
But as a sheet.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I don't know if I've laid in that.
Yeah. It's
sleep like an athlete.
Or
like you're sleeping on a big flat squishy athlete.
There you go.
With no legs or arms or head.
That's right. Yeah.
A giant ice cream sandwich that got put on a team and wears a jersey. You're sleeping on it.
And I'm sold. I'm sold on it, man. That's all I need. So I got that with my faux chinchilla. The sun's coming down on me. The shower, or at least the bathroom area, shower is definitely going to be a walk-in one. With also a tub, but it's like the old school Victorian era kind of like tub that sits off from the wall and everything.
A soaking tub that's all on its own. It's a freestanding
tub.
Yeah.
It would look like I would have a bather come and bathe me in. But I don't need that. Like, I mean, that's too much. I'll sponge bathe myself for now. Okay. Later in life, when I need it, it'll be set up for that nurse. But
it's so good of you to think of your fantasy retirement.
I'm growing old in this house, man.
Next season, my podcast is Fantasy Convalescent Homes.
Right, there you go. See, I'm just trying to expand the brand.
Imagine you're 100 and you're still alive and your family doesn't want to help you and have you live with them. What's your fantasy
house now?
My grandma's in a fantasy home. Don't worry, they take great care of her.
The nurses are.
When was the last time you visited your grandma? Oh, she's fine. She's in a fantasy retirement home. She's a fantasy nursery. She's doing fine.
She's a fantasy nursery.
They give her all the fantasy attention she needs.
It just sounds like she's hopped up on pills.
That's probably what they do, right?
Right.
All we do is play fantasy bingo and talk about our dogs.
That's ridiculous. Either way, my bathtub again is going to be separate from the wall, very nice. Always have bath salts and bubbles at the ready because you never know when you need to get a good soak.
Those are the two strippers that work in your bathroom?
Oh yes,
bath salts and bubbles.
Yes, bath salts and bubbles, both of which have problems with bath salts and bubbles.
Coming to the stage, give it up for bath salts. She just bites you. I tried to give her $1. She bit my wrist. Yeah, bath salt's a little crazy one.
She's a little crazy.
Should have waited for Bubbles. She's very friendly.
She's so friendly.
She's so friendly.
She's so much nicer than bath salts. But bath salts shows up regularly because she's got vices.
Take me to the next spot.
Well, the next spot is underneath my bedroom will be the first secret room of the pillow room. So underneath, you'll go down. There's we'll say like a manhole cover, much like the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
And you'll lift it up. You'll go down. And it'll just be like a room, wall to wall, like almost like an asylum of just pillows and soft stuff. So like you just lounge around in there and just like kick it and smoke weed. And
What's the
chill.
color theme? Like paint it for me.
Well, it's going to be mostly purple, royal colors. It'll be like almost like my Prince room. The guest room / office will be set up as if there's like, you know, a nice little bed, probably twin size bed, nothing too big, you know. Probably more pillows than necessary. We'll say like 6 pillows. You know, people love pillows, and yet, you know,
can you blame them? Pillows are a great invention.
Right.
And, they really are.
And a standard like Target setup, you know, for bedding and everything like that. You know, you don't want to get too fancy for this area because it's for the guests.
Yeah.
You know? And then I'll have like, you know, probably a desk set up, standard desk with a chair, but behind the desk, it's going to have a slide that leads out to the pool, much like in the movie Blank Check that came out in the 90s. Yeah.
Totally.
So that's going to be
So your guests get to slide out to the pool?
Well, if they want to.
That's so cool.
Know, but it'll also be for the office, too. So in case I have, like, you know, a moment where I'm like, I need to, like, just escape.
That's pretty...
Just jump right on out.
You mean escape like from someone who's trying to kill you, or you mean escape like a break from your hard work and your concentration?
Whichever one happens.
Good answer. I was just testing to make sure you're ready for anything.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's why you got to have an escape plan.
Yeah.
That's the escape plan. Now, the pool will be designed much like, you know, those mud flaps on a truck, and there's a silhouette of a woman. That will be the design of the pool.
If you look straight down at it?
If you look straight down at it, that'll be the design.
The mud flap girl.
The mud flap girl will be the design of the pool. And when I slide in from the office, it'll be right into her booty. Like, so that's what...
I feel like you meditate and you're like 13-year-old Jon Durnell.
Right. No.
What kind of pool do you want?
No, this is exactly it. Like, I mean, the movie Blank Check, I was like, well, that's a good foundation.
Dude, it's simple, like primal fun.
Right.
Slides.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like some of it made it in here.
Yeah.
But like you just have to make some tweaks at it.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, to make things a little better. Now, out there will also be yet another grill, but this is grilling for like, you know, straight up barbecuing. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like a massive grill that's way too big, where you got an area just for your wieners and sausages, area just for the burgers and steaks. Got a whole chicken section too, because you can't have them intermingle.
That's so great.
So I got it all set up and separate. Oh yeah,
never run out of space.
Never run out of
space.
space.
You have 100 guests over. You're like, hey, we got enough room to grill them up.
And a small little area for the vegetarians, like so they can grill their vegetables too. I mean, you know, I don't want to be rude.
That's very nice.
So they have a little.
They're getting pickier than that, though. You can't just be like, "And there's vegetables." They're like, well, there should be a lot of stuff that tastes like the stuff you're eating, but is made out of vegetables.
Yeah,
like,
well,
okay, well, yeah, we don't have that right now.
They don't get that from me. Okay, they
put a carrot in your buns.
That's
okay?
right.
It's a hot dog.
Have your vegetables. I've got something for you.
Yeah,
I tried.
Totally.
Yeah, maybe I'll grill up some shrimps, and if they're like, I don't even eat fish, I'll be like, well, I tried again. From there, we should go probably to my rec center.
Let's do it.
The rec center will be kind of like its own little section, but it will be attached to the house by like maybe a small hallway. But really, it's a gymnasium that'll be the Space Jam logo on the floor, with, you know, speaker system set up so that, like, in case I need to have Space Jam by the Quad City DJs playing, I'll have that at the ready, because like every so often I'll probably call in my friends and make them dress like the Monstars and have them lose, much like, you know, the Harlem Globetrotters kick the Generals' butts all the time. You know?
I love that you have your like almost like a war reenactment of that game.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I will always be, you know, Michael Jordan. I'll cast a few people, you know, as my Bill Murray and Pepe Le Pews and Bugs and stuff, and, you know.
Oh, dude, this is what I'm talking about when I tell my guests, like, really make your fantasy house unique to yourself. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. No one else is coming up with this, because this is so you from your actual experience.
No, this is definitely my fantasy house.
Yeah,
no one else has this. So yeah, we have the gym, and then above the gym will be like this like overlook area. Mm-hmm. It will be like pretty much like, you know, the sports room, if you will. So up there we'll have, you know, the snack bar, things like that. So, you know, in case you need to get some Powerades and, you know, Snicker bars or whatever you need. Like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever fuels you up. Maybe those energy bars that you're supposed to probably have, you know, that good stuff in there. Little Gatorade chewables. Whatever they sell these days.
Standards. Gatorade chewables.
Yeah, Gatorade
like the little
chew-
gummy things that's supposed to give you energy. Like,
Right,
are these
exactly.
healthy? What's
Right.
in this?
Yeah. How is this little chewable supposed to give me a bunch of energy?
Well, it's meth with candy mixed into it. Like, that makes sense.
All right. Well, I already had 5.
Yeah, let's play ball.
Let's play it. Let's play it up. And also in there, we'll have, you know, at this point, I'll probably have, I want to say, we'll say about 20 TVs on the walls, because you'll need to have pretty much every sporting event across the world at that time. So, you know, I have to have my soccer stuff, tennis, horse racing for my gambling problems. You know,
Try to slip that one past me.
you know, you got basketball, football, like just all the different sports out there. You know, WNBA here, you know, ladies soccer and all that stuff. I guess hockey. You know, I'll put
Thank
it up
you.
there. Yeah,
That's very kind of you.
I'll try. I'll try. But also in the room, you know, you got to have your pool table, of course, which is standard, you know, ping pong table as well. So, you know, there's like, you know, events and the couch and stuff set up, and the bar, of course, because
You got to be drunk.
Right. Well, you just got to have the bar set up,
Yeah.
full bar, and you know, all the liquors.
People don't realize this when you're a kid because you're trying to be healthy when you do sports, but when you get older, it's like sports are better when alcohol's
They're
involved.
much better.
Like, they're so much more
better.
fun.
Exactly. It'll be much better too when I beat up the Monstars after I'm like sloshing around a drink.
It's all part of the reenactment. Just let them do it. Makes them better. Makes them stronger.
You don't remember when Jordan called the timeout and had a Long Island iced tea? They hit the cutting room floor, but trust me.
I don't remember that scene. Was that the bonus DVD, the Criterion?
It's in the original cut. I promise. I promise you that. But so then after after I have set up this beautiful room full of sports and drinking, we'll depart from that area and we'll go down to where the cars are located in my Batcave. So you'll walk outside again, and then you'll walk in through. But there'll be 2 big giant rocks that you could walk through this way. But you can also access it from the house too. But it'll be basically set up like the Batcave from the Val Kilmer Batmans.
Okay.
Not the Keaton ones were fine, but in George Clooney's was a little too much. Even though I will use the George Clooney Batmobile, because I think that one's a little more pimpish.
Yeah.
You know. So that's the Batmobile that'll be located in there, but it's the Val Kilmer Batcave. And so the Bat car will come up from the bottom. Actually, all of my cars will rise from the bottom just like that. So whenever I choose whichever car for the day, I'll hit a button on the wall, like car number 3, and then car number 3 will come up from the bottom and do the full spin and display, just like in Batman, and then it'll like come down a little ramp and come to me, and then I'll hop in it. Now it'll be all set up in like a very like dark theme with like, you know, spotlights that hit whatever I need to go to at that time. It'll have a, you know, very dark cavey feel to it. Probably have the walls made of like, you know, faux rock and stuff like that. Maybe even have like over the speaker system the sound of bats every now and then, just to like scare me. like it's really
very thematic.
Well, you know,
yeah.
I mean, it's gotta have a. I mean, if I'm going with a theme, I gotta, you know, go all the way through. I'll have a big like computer system thing that doesn't do anything at all. It'll just be for show. Like maybe I can play music off of it or something like that, but it really will serve no purpose. Okay. At all. It'll literally it'll just flash.
You just like the you don't actually have to get into it beyond just like feeling the nostalgia and the excitement.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like, yeah, maybe I'll set it up to play like, you know, one of those games that you can play on your phone, like, you know,
Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris, or like that gym one where jewels are.
Sure.
Yeah. You move the jewels around and you line them up and things disappear. That's a game, right?
I think probably.
And Angry Birds. Yeah, I'll do that.
I know Angry Birds, right? Yeah.
So that's the stuff. It'll be just for mindless entertainment.
Fun.
If I'm trying to like hide from the family.
It's fun. It's like when you're in line. You're in line at Disneyland. You know.
Yeah.
It's just like fun. We're in an atmosphere. We feel it.
Exactly. So then here's where the fun really begins.
Okay.
Now I don't know if you ever saw the Dale Earnhardt cribs. He had a whole town in his backyard. So I'm going to have a town in my backyard, just big party town.
Yeah.
So like one will be the discotheque, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, each one has to have like a storefront theme of something that no longer exists from my childhood. So like, I think the discotheque, I'll probably make that, or like the club area, I'll make that the Toys R Us storefront. Have a very like Toys R Us kind of like theme for like the club on the inside.
Yeah.
Like, a big like giraffe for like no reason and
Toys
stuff
R Us
in
when I was
there.
a kid. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I mean everyone did like have like kind of like the same like long deep like aisleway for no reason.
Yeah.
Like just like have like video games set up like in the corner and stuff like that.
I would pay to go like put a VR mask on right now and just go through like B7 again and go through Toys R Us.
Right.
Go to the G.I. Joe
and
aisle
have this in the sweepstakes, man, that like some kid always somehow won, but it was never you.
Yeah.
Where you get to
or
just
anyone you knew.
Right.
Did someone really win it?
I don't know.
That's why they're out of business. They were lying.
They were lying. They were
decades.
And people found out. They were like, "How dare you?"
Yep.
Because it's the same little kid each time they showed us that footage. We just didn't know. They just
It was
kept
the
changing the name.
owner's son. Damn it.
Little Billy. Oh, I mean, little Steven this time. That's right. Steven from New Jersey.
He changed his name every time.
Yeah.
Did that give a mustache on this month or what? That's the same kid.
It's the same kid. Damn it. And so then there's going to be the Blockbuster Video, which will actually be the movie theater. So like it'll be like on the inside though, it'll look more like an Egyptian old school theater setup where it's going to have like giant columns. Just the outside looks like a Blockbuster.
Trippy.
There's also going to be a couple of fast food joints there.
What are they?
There's going to be a Taco Bell.
Okay.
Because, got to have the Taco Bell.
What are you
going
to get there? What's your thing at Taco Bell?
Well, my thing at Taco Bell is usually the grilled stuffed burrito chicken, though.
Yumsies.
Yeah, I love that one. But I also like the Nacho Bel Grande.
Oh, yeah. Just all the simple ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. Just throw it all on top and let me go to town.
Just go to town.
Yeah, so that's what I'll need.
What's the other one?
I'll probably also have a Popeyes there.
Oh, yummy.
gotta
So yeah,
have-
that I could eat all the time.
Right. So, and again...
I get tired of Taco Bell, but I could eat fried chicken from like finger form with a little bit of spiciness like
Yeah.
that. Just the right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so those will at least be the top two right there, and then I'll probably think of just like a third one to throw in there, like maybe a Pizza Hut. Now, after that, we got to have the jail because sometimes people can't even just go to the shade.
Nobody has had a jail at their fantasy house.
Yeah.
You have a freaking jail
I
at
have
your
a
fantasy
jail.
house?
So it's going to have the outside, though, of Showbiz Pizza, before Chuck E. Cheese exists.
Was that what it's called? Showbiz Pizza?
It was Showbiz Pizza, I believe,
Okay.
before Chuck E. Cheese. So
Yeah.
it's going to have that storefront on the outside of it. And on the inside, it's going to feel like, or it's going to be a jail, but it's going to have like the one like interrogation light that like kind of dangles in there ominously.
Yeah.
And it's going to have like the old robots that don't really work too well, just constantly playing a real shitty song while you're trapped in jail there. It's going to be more of like a psychological thing too.
Do you have your obsession with psychological terror is hilarious. You're going to Clockwork Orange people and make them watch Deliverance.
Yeah.
And you're also going to have a Chuck E. Cheese themed jail cell.
Right.
At your fantasy house.
Right. Yeah. So if you act too crazy at the Toys R Us club, or if you are unruly at the Blockbuster movie theater, or if
You're gonna learn your lesson.
yeah, you're gonna definitely learn your lesson in the Showbiz Pizza Jail. You're gonna definitely learn it.
All right. Well, where else do we get? Where else should we go? Do we have anywhere else to head?
We'll go back into the house. Now, it'll be attached to the bedroom area, but you go like through another secret door. It'll be like through a painting.
one of your many secret doors.
One of the many secret doors through a painting that'll probably be like a big painting of me with a white tiger, much like in the Michael Jackson Thriller. It'll probably be the exact same painting, just me. So you'll have to move that aside.
That's the secret. Like that's like your book in your library that opens the secret door. Is
Right.
that you move a painting to the side?
Yeah, you move the painting to the side. Well, there'll probably be a lever that you have to like. Actually, there'll probably be like a Michael Jackson record.
Yeah.
That you have to like slide over just slightly.
So clever.
And then it'll
Yeah.
open it up.
Okay.
So.
Ironic that Michael Jackson has anything to do with your sex dungeon.
I was thinking to make it an R. Kelly album, but that's just inappropriate.
I probably go Smokey Robinson or something just to be safe. Welcome to the Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson. Oh, dude.
But
Oh, don't sit there. That's the Harvey Weinstein express chair that drives you down to.
oh wow,
Dude.
But,
just
yeah.
all celebrity creep.
hey, you know what? For a long time though, we kind of assumed this of Michael. So I'm not going to change my painting because the documentary finally came out about something we all kind of knew. So my painting will still be the same.
Yeah.
It's still Thriller.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe to go with Bad, but that's, I don't know. That's not bad, even for the 80s, dude. Like a man dressed up in all that leather with the
red leather?
with all those zippers.
What is it? What did he have?
Oh, he had black leather with
Black
like
leather
5,000 zippers on it.
Oh, I remember the white background.
Yeah.
And like that. Yeah, I remember that.
Something that would be appropriate in the sex dungeon. But that's why I thought maybe to use it for the sex dungeon painting. But I would rather have it just me with the tiger. I feel like that's a better sex dungeon painting to move to the side. So again, you come into the consensual sex dungeon after you pass the lawyer and you do all the paperwork and everything. I feel bad for the lawyer who has to stay there all the time for this, but I'll probably have a team of lawyers. I'll rotate them.
Yeah,
out.
you're employing him, right?
Yeah. So, I love you're employing. I mean,
he's a lawyer. He's happy.
Yeah.
He's making his cash.
He is making his paper. So you open it up, and it's a very lovely display there. You have your swings and stuff set up here on the left. You probably mostly like red harnesses and stuff of that nature because I want it to be easy to spot. I don't want it to be like black and it'll be hard to you lose something under a table or something, and then you're spending half the time looking for a gag ball when things could be done. So
you look over me and I'm playing cricket with a paddle and a gag ball. You're like, there it is.
There it is. What are you doing, man? We needed that over here. So the walls though will be all painted red as well, so that it's hard to. So you lose everything that I just showed you with the harnesses.
It all blends in.
It all blends right on in. So it defeats the purpose for all of this altogether. Actually, let's change the red. Well, I was thinking white.
Okay.
But then you don't want that. You don't want the stains.
The stains.
I guess you got to go probably with maybe like a turquoise, something like that, like a light turquoise. Nothing too jarring.
Yeah, a light turquoise. So the walls are light turquoise.
Light turquoise, so that the red everythings will be easy to find against that. That's good contrast right there. And then there'll be of course a little bed area, probably some sort of like stock for if you've been a bad boy or girl for your spankings, and then. Let's see, and then the lighting, though, depending, we'll have one of those wall meters that you can kind of change the dimness depending on, if we're we got, we want to have this dungeon look, or we want to have it, nice and bright, and so everyone sees everything. I want everyone to feel comfortable.
I can appreciate that.
Right? Yeah. Again, trying to keep it, consensual.
Welcome. What a dorky sex dungeon you have. Welcome to the the consensual sex dungeon. You freaking dork. But you've got yourself protected, You're up with the times and making sure everyone understands. I'm a respectful dude.
And then
I want to have a
afterwards,
good time, but
we can have Taco Bell.
Oh, please don't have it before.
Please. That'll also be on the on the form. Have you had Taco Bell before this?
Oh, dude, your house is hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
I love. Dude, you have a town in the backyard with Taco Bell in it. You have a consensual sex dungeon.
Yeah.
Just the shanty, what do you call something when it's is it the ringer? No, what do you call it when there's a decoy? The decoy, decoy shanty.
Yeah, my decoy shanty in the front.
Decoy shanty, and then a plantation out in the middle of nowhere in Oregon is just it's great. It's super funny and really creative. And Space Jam reenactment game is hilarious, dude.
It's like people do the North versus the South, so it's my
the Civil War reenactment, and you're like, oh, I do. What are you gonna do? Revolutionary War reenactment? I do it every year. It's great. It's really fun. It gets me in touch with history. Like, what about you? Space Jam. I play Michael Jordan every year.
Exactly. And we always win. We always win.
And you got a short friend next to you. Is and the other guy looks over and goes Marvin? Yeah.
Gotta have him, dude. Gotta have him.
Thank you for having me at this outstanding fantasy house.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm happy to, let you come through the home.
Dude, it's so awesome. I feel like a hashtag blessed guest. Good times. Where should people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at Jon Jon024 Durnell. You can also find me on Facebook at Jon Durnell. Just put that in there. I mean, you'll find me. It's either me or this guy in Texas who makes country music. So I'm not him. I'll tell you that right now.
Because he makes country music with banjos.
He does. And I'm not down with those banjos, man. So if you hear any banjo playing, you know that's not me. So you go to the other one. Also, on Twitter, I'm at Twitterless John. You can also find me on my little podcast on LATV, Double Overtime Sports Podcast. You can go out there and check that out. We talk about sports and other great things around sports. Like, recently there was apparently a streaker. I clicked on this expecting to see nudity, John.
Yeah.
This woman ran across the field in a one-piece.
That's streaking?
That's not streaking. That's an asshole who interrupted the game.
Yeah.
Streaking is nudity. I was pissed. I was not happy, man. I was not happy.
That you clicked the link, buddy. It was clickbait.
Yeah, it was clickbait, man.
That's not a streaker. That's someone in a bathing suit going for a jog in the wrong spot.
Right. That's all I saw.
Thank you guys for listening. Please pick up one person in your phone right now and just click the share button. Share it with somebody that you think would like Fantasy House, someone that's into design, ridiculous humor, creativity, comedy. I don't even know. Just click it with somebody. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. And if you can give us a 5-star review or any review, give us whatever. Why would I tell you what review to give me? It seems pretentious to be like, give me a 5-star review. Like, who would you ever? I wouldn't say it to someone's face.
I mean, you want the best review, though.
I do, but I wouldn't be like, give me a 5-star review. That's no way.
But that's what you want.
I think maybe
just tell the people what you want.
I want to know that I'm creating a podcast that deserves 5-star reviews. So if you felt like this was a 5, thank you, John, for getting me to get that out. It's stuck inside me in the abstract, or I got to put it in the abstract so I can. If this podcast makes you feel like stoked, and you're like, I'm gonna give John a 5-star review. Give Fantasy House a 5-star review. Write something fun. Every time I read them, it makes my day, and it means the world to me. So I really appreciate it, guys. And hit me up. Send me an email at fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com. And I'll be your realtor. I'm a SoCal realtor. So if you have any need for any of that kind of stuff, if you're like, how much is my house worth? Can I get a house? What does it take to get a house? What is a house? Just email me. We'll chat about it. All right, you guys. Hashtag be silly, have fun, and hashtag blessed guessed. You guys are the best. Mwah. Ciao.